Yeah. We might be 4 minutes earlier than what we had said in the YouTube thing. But hey, what are you going to do? Sue us? Actually, don't sue us, please. Please don't sue us.
Starting the year off right. So starting the year off ahead of time. This is great.
Yeah, we're actually ahead in the future, which is kind of cool.
I know.
This would be a monumental moment for me to be 4 minutes ahead of something.
Yes, I can vouch for that. But I just noticed something. Okay, so look right here. What the hell is on my nose?
Is that a shovel?
No, but look. It's just
kind of
I can't.
Did you gouge it with something?
No. You know what I think this is from? I think this is from my blue blocker glasses that I've been wearing. Because I've been playing so much PlayStation, and I've been wearing these blue block. They apparently leave a little mark.
Is it a bruise? Is it really?
Oh my goodness!
You need to get the optograph.
Yes, I do. Nathan Johnson. Oh man, that's still classic. So, last week was Christmas. We obviously didn't get a chance to get together. Yeah. Did we get together the week before that? I think we did, right?
We did.
Oh, yes. So. Yep. Yeah, because we did a little bit of hang on. Oh, yes, we did, right? It was a little bit of this, right? This right here. Right?
Oh, right.
Yeah, it was.
That's right.
Loving the man and his work.
Yeah, I can't hear. I can't. Can you guys hear that audio? I can't hear it.
No, I can't.
Yeah, I don't know why. Whatever.
No.
That was that. That was a lot of fun. It was our Conradathon.
That's right.
Conrad 2.
Yes, it was. And we've got many more where that came from.
More Conrad this time.
Yeah, once we get into this year, full swing, we'll return to Conradathon.
Oh, yeah.
How many movies does he have?
Well, it depends on how you count them. By his count, if he handled the movie at some point, he's in it and he's a star. And he just changes the DVD cover to reflect so.
I thought he was a modern day Orson Welles.
Oh, he's such a great guy. You know what? Someday I have a 2-hour that story I told you where I visited him. I ran my recorder on my phone the whole time I was there talking to him. Someday I should go through and edit out some clips and play them because there's some funny stuff in there.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Well, I hope everybody had a great Christmas and is having a happy new year. I mean, it's a little different this year. I mean, not that I would go out. If my band played, I would go out on New Year's to play. But I wasn't really a go out on New Year's kind of guy. I was more of a watch Marx Brothers marathon on TCM kind of guy. And usually I couldn't find anybody to do that with me, so I'd be doing it alone, which is fine. So my night didn't change too much, but the whole atmosphere changed, don't you think? Everything was just completely different. Absolutely. Yeah. I don't know if that's good or bad.
13 years we've been driving up to San Francisco and doing like touristy shit.
For New Year's?
Just go to Pier 39 with the family on New Year's. Find a cheap motel up there, and if we can see fireworks, we can. If not, we're in the hotel room. We're gonna have fun there. We go to the same Chinese restaurant. We do all this stuff. So it's just the three of us. I said we're gonna go. We're gonna drive up. We're gonna order ahead. We're gonna pick up the food from the same Chinese restaurant. We're going to drive home and eat it. And that's what we did.
How far is that for you? We drove all
around San Francisco for a day, did the Presidio and the park and the, downtown and all that stuff. So
give us an idea of what kind of distance you're talking about here.
Oh, it's only about 25 miles.
Oh, okay.
Right? So it's 25 miles up there, but then the city's a ton bigger than you imagine. So driving around on surface streets is like a 3-hour
tour. Don't say tour because that takes us somewhere very different.
Hey, we're going to get there. Aren't we? We're going to have to get there.
We are going to get there.
But yeah, it was interesting. I mean, we went to the restaurant and masked up and said, "Hey, we've been here for 12 years. This is our 13th." And they were like, "Oh yeah, you're those crazy people."
So, from what I'm getting from what you're telling us here, is that 13 truly is an unlucky number. Because
it really is
because this is your 13th, it screwed the whole. Everything got screwed up.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think that's it.
Not only for that, but as you hinted at, this 3-hour tour reference, it was pretty unlucky for someone involved in that too, wasn't it, Sacco?
The 3 what reference?
Hour tour.
I didn't hear that.
3-hour.
Oh, our tour. This was a disaster. Right, with Marianne, losing Marianne.
Yeah, I've been struggling to come up with Dawn Wells, right? Dawn Wells.
Dawn Wells.
Right,
Yes.
right.
Yes.
That's it. Yep.
Now,
Yep.
the last real awareness of Dawn Wells I had, and it's actually not that obscure. It's pretty recent, pretty prominent. She was begging to get convention gigs. She wanted to come to my convention because she's like flat broke, like she's destitute kind of thing. And she's just looking for any kind of convention work where she could do some autograph stuff and, take home $1,000 on a Saturday or whatever it is. And I was actually talking with her about bringing her to Scaricon this year, but of course I didn't have a Scaricon this year. So that never happened. Clearly too late. But I have to say this, and I hope no potential celebrity guests to Scaricon are listening right now. She will be the 4th celebrity that I've been talking to who has died suddenly while they're planning on coming to Scaricon. I talk about a curse.
Some detective's going to put that together and come asking a lot of questions.
Yes, they are. She wasn't that old, was she? She was in her 60s or?
No, she was 82.
Oh, she was?
Yeah, she was old. Yeah.
Well, she didn't look that old, honestly.
Well,
or the pictures she sent me were much younger.
She was in her early 30s, 50 years ago.
Yeah. The glamour shots from when she was 60 still look pretty good.
Yeah.
22 years ago.
She had gained a lot of weight. She was quite heavy. I don't know if that had anything to do with it. I don't know if she still was. But I don't know. I mean, all right. So it begs the question, Sacco. I think you were asking this earlier.
Yeah, you started that. Yeah.
Well, here's one question. How does Tina fare these days? Is she still around? I haven't.
Tina Louise.
Yeah.
She is the last one alive.
Is she the last one? They're all gone?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That makes that reunion a little harder. Can you imagine that? The Gilligan's Island reunion. And she didn't even participate in the reunion they did back in the 80s.
That's correct.
They had some fake Ginger on the on that show. And she was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
right.
But
you were going to ask the question that we all asked in our dorm rooms in college. Marianne or Ginger? Which one is it? Right?
Yeah.
Are you a Marianne person or a Ginger person?
I'm definitely a Marianne person. The Ginger didn't quite do that for me.
Right.
I was a Ginger person when I was younger. Okay. Now, much younger. But over time, it's obvious that I'm Team Marianne, absolutely.
Right. Yeah, I'd say,
when I was younger, that was she's being presented as a movie star, so you got to think that.
Oh, she was wearing evening gowns on a desert island.
And she had like 10 of them with her.
10. I think she had at least 2 in every episode times so many episodes.
That is pretty funny. The amount of clothing that they had.
Yeah.
Kind of choked away.
Yeah,
the
Howells have plenty of stuff.
Right. They built a loom and they built a sewing machine and they built out of
That's true.
bamboo.
Out of coconuts.
Right?
Well, the Howells apparently had like a Fort Knox with them as far as cash goes because they had like suitcases full of cash all the time.
Right.
What a great, just a flippant show.
Yeah. They have plenty to pay off the guests.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else got marooned there and then conveniently knocked out and their memory erased so that no one knew where they were there, even though they'd spent like an entire week with them.
And that's one of those shows that's kind of interesting because I think it only lasted 3 seasons when it was prime time. Yet it became a syndication staple. It probably still is, like on MeTV and stuff. Is that because you think that it wasn't appreciated during the time that it was being made, or it's just a better daytime, easy to watch show than it was a primetime series? Sacco, you go first.
Yeah, go Sacco.
Yeah, no, I think it was just great. I mean, we get up in the morning, watch it. You know, if you had a sick day, you always found it on.
Oh yeah,
like
you'd see Gilligan's Island, you'd see I Dream of Jeannie, Bewitched,
right?
Brady Bunch.
Yeah, I'm trying. The Monkees were generally on. The Brady Bunch. I don't know how many.
We got Abbott and Costello off the New York stations.
Yeah, that's right.
Old Abbott and Costello shows. That was an amazing series to watch.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, hey to everybody in the chat room. Sorry we haven't been able to say hello as you filed in, but it's good to see everybody. Hope you're having a relaxing beginning to your 2021.
Yes.
You know, everybody's saying, thank God 2020 is gone, but the bad news here is nothing's really changed. The calendar's changed, but nothing else has changed. So I hope, and we can look in the rearview mirror at some point very soon and say, thank God that's all passed, but it hasn't passed yet, sadly.
So, but 2020 is like you're at a party and a friend has just gotten drunker and drunker and drunker, and you just want to disown that person. So, you know, that person is off making rants and getting in fights and stuff, and you're like, I'm going to the bathroom. I got to go to the car for something. I'll be right back. You know, and you just sort of like,
do you know what
that 2020 friend behind?
But you know what part of that? We're at a certain place of that party right now. When you're driving your friend home in your nice car, and he's about to puke. That's where we are in that story. Okay, that's where we are. There's still a last half hour of the night to go here. That is just going to be a mess until we clean it up.
Oh man,
yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty close. There, that's the broism of the evening.
Yeah.
Well,
things are tough in California, right? The economy shut down out there.
God. I mean, we did. We drove around San Francisco. We're surprised at the number of people that were out. But again, we're driving through the park, and that kind of makes sense. On New Year's Eve, that people would be out just sort of, you know, lounging around. We didn't go to any stores. We drove through Fisherman's Wharf, and everything was closed. You know, it's. I mean, we've been there so many times on New Year's Eve, and it's, you know, it's that bustling tourist destination with the guy who pretends to be a statue, and then the group that dances, and then all the. You know, the street performers and all of that stuff going on, and people selling Happy New Year wands and, you know, colored things. It was like a ghost town. You know, there were people there. There were some things that were open, but it was like stupid things and, you know, specific lines and specific distances and all that. So yeah, it was kind of an eerie thing, but something we wanted to do because it's something we've done for so long. So
everything just seems eerie, though, doesn't it? Everything.
Yeah.
It's a different time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I skipped going. Usually I go for New Year's. I usually go see some friends for a ski weekend, and I backed out.
Wow.
Just freaked me out. Different couples from different towns that last time I saw them was New Year's last year. And, you know, they're from Jersey and that, you know, because not to say anything bad about Jersey, but, you know, it's somewhere different.
We love Jersey.
But, you know,
Chris Christie had COVID, right? Back in last summer.
Did he?
He did.
I think he got it at that White House event.
And Sacco, most people know, has his finger in the medical care business. So you're a little crazy right now. He's got his finger up the rectum of the medical community.
That's right.
He's giving the rectal community a prostate exam right now.
I'm all about that prostate health. All about it.
Oh man!
As a way to get back at people, or what was that? As a way to get back at people.
That's right.
But I do want to talk about something as it relates to Christmas too. We talked about. I think we had a conversation 2 weeks ago when we did the show about favorite toys for Christmas or most memorable toy that you got, right? I want to talk a little bit about games. You know, there have been a lot of board games, and I realize that I think board games have made a bit of a comeback with the COVID lockdowns, people staying home, playing games with their families, whatever. So I'm curious if we could come up with like at least a top 5, maybe top 10 list of board games. And some of them may not exist and may not be played anymore, may not be around anymore. I mean, I noticed in my attic at one point that there are a whole bunch of games that I have still loved as a kid that I don't think you see in the stores anymore. But maybe you do. I haven't been in the toy aisles in so long. I'm not so sure, to be honest.
Okay.
So if we start making, and I want chat to participate, what's your favorite board games? And if somebody has a pen and pencil and paper or something, we can keep a list here and see what we can come up with. Yeah, he's got a finger in the rectum of the medical community.
Yeah, that's what he said. He's proud of it, too.
Yes.
Someone's got to do it.
Oh, man.
That's right. Moon River.
Using the whole fist there, Doc?
You ever been to prison?
That's such a great film, too. Okay, so let's see. What do we have showing up here? Okay, so we have Clue is a classic. Clue is a great game. Mm-hmm. Monopoly, of course. I think Monopoly has to be on the list just because I think it's the most. Yeah. Strip poker, I don't think is a board game.
Risk
would be on mine for sure. My list.
I'll definitely put Risk on there.
You remember when Risk was had little the pieces were little wooden pieces?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Wooden.
Yeah.
Wow.
When the first one I got had the plastic ones, but the first time I played it was actually on a friend of ours, Valdo, Chris Axoy's house. Oh, he had and it had the wooden pieces. It was a really early version of the game.
Somebody's original set or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
exactly. Let's see here. Naked Twister. I don't know. Is Twister considered a board game? I guess we'll call it a board game. We'll call it a board game for.
Yeah.
There's no board though.
No, there's a big tarp.
Right. And
there's a mat with a bunch of colored circles. And by the way, there is a Friends episode where they're playing Twister, and I don't know, they spin it whatever color they get, and they all collapse. And I'm looking at them playing, and I'm like, there's no way that move would have made anybody collapse. How fake! I was really bothered by that. Yeah. Twister. Yeah, we got Twister. Axis and Allies. Now that's a great game for the grognard, for the war game fan. I'm not sure it makes too many family tables, but I'm with you, Hoss. I like Axis and Allies.
Mousetrap.
Mousetrap was a class. You know, Mousetrap is one of those games I desperately wanted as a kid and never got.
Yeah, me too.
Did you ever get it?
Played it like 3 times, only got to the end once.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it because it was hard to get to the end or because you'd never had enough time to play it?
No, there's never enough time.
Oh. No, what was it?
Or pieces were missing or something.
Yeah, what was the objective of that game? Was the objective to build the trap?
Yeah, to build the Rube Goldberg machine that caught the mouse.
Or not be caught by... Are the playing pieces the mice?
I do not recall.
Well, you're the only one that's played it in this group.
I think you were the mice, and you would get trapped, right? The cage would
right because the cage would drop down and you'd be inside there. Yeah. How about something like?
While you're playing.
How about Ants in the Pants?
Oh,
remember that one? Let's. There were like 3 games. They're all kind of the same. Ants in the Pants, Cootie, and Don't Break the Ice.
Oh yeah,
remember those games?
I played that all the time. Don't Break the Ice.
Those were what were they? What was the company that made those? Because it was all kind of the same. We'll put those under one.
Okay. Hasbro. That's one of the big companies.
Gene, you couldn't have played a game on your phone in the 70s and 80s. I'm sorry. So you might not be into board games now, but in the 70s and 80s and 90s, for that matter, nobody was playing games on their phones.
You could try, but your finger would get very sore in those holes. Right? It just...
Yes. And it wasn't a whole lot of fun, that game.
Hungry Hippos.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's a good one.
These aren't board games to say, but we're getting out of
Stratego? Did you play Stratego?
I love Stratego. Yep. I love that game.
Oh, Stratego, yeah.
Yep. What about, you remember the game called Masterpiece? Does anybody else remember that one? I still have it.
Masterpiece.
Sounds familiar, but I don't remember.
So Masterpiece was an art. It was like an art trading game, like fine art, and you'd have two sets of cards. One card was a classic work of art, a Van Gogh or a Rembrandt or whatever, and the other card was a value, $100,000, $200,000, and you'd shuffle them up, and you'd take one painting and one value, put them together, so you didn't know, you couldn't see it, couldn't see what the value of the painting was. And you'd buy them and you sell, and there was also a couple of forgeries. And you buy them, and it was this art trading game that you'd buy and sell these paintings, and you'd steal somebody's painting under certain conditions. And at the end, whoever had the highest portfolio of artwork. And I know it sounds like really specific, but it was actually quite a fun and I thought popular game in the late 70s.
This kind of, as you're talking about it, it definitely rings a bell.
Does it? We'll have to play that some night on the show, because I still have the game. We'll play some Masterpiece. Battleship is a good one. Let's see what else we have here.
What about Clue?
So was I, Gene. I was a kid in the 70s too, Gene. And we were playing board games in the 70s. Clue, Clue we said right in the beginning.
Sorry.
Okay.
Life. Sorry.
Life.
Yep. Sorry. Yep. That's a great one. Sorry is kind of a perversion of Parcheesi, isn't it?
Correct. I was going to say Parcheesi because we got those kind of about the same time as kids.
What was the one I just said? Oh, Life. The game of Life.
Yep.
Operation.
Oh, God, yeah.
I think I talked about this on the show before, and I still have this game. The box is in shreds, though. A game called Avalanche. Anybody remember having this conversation?
Avalanche.
Is that like...
Okay, so it was
sequel to Icebreaker.
No, so it was a stand up board, basically, kind of like Connect 4 in the sense that it was vertical instead of on the table, and it had these little like Y-shaped wands in them, and they'd all like tilt to one side or the other, and you'd get a card. It was kind of like a bingo card, and it just had different colors on it, and you'd take a colored marble and you'd put it in one of the holes at the top of the board, and it would work its way down and get caught on one of the things. And over time, as you're putting the marbles in, you'd put one in that would work all its way down and knock like 4 marbles out. And you'd take the marbles and put them in your color card. And if you had marbles that didn't fit into the color card, you had to get rid of them. So one of my favorite games. I still have it. We can play that one too.
Oh.
We can have all sorts of, we can have a Masterpiece Avalanche night. Although I don't think I have all the, I know you're going to laugh at this, or you're going to find this hard to believe. I don't think I have all my marbles. I'm missing some of my marbles for that game.
We'll have to go to an antique store to get them.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. Can you even buy marbles anymore? Oh. Let's see.
I think you can. Very expensive ones.
Yeah, probably. Let's see. What else here? What else is our chat saying about games?
Well, we're gonna exclude Chutes and Ladders and Candyland, right?
Those are two. They're little child. They're kind of kiddie games. I'd say we'll keep them out of this list.
Yeah.
Battleship. What was Battleship? I'm trying to think. It was Stratego. You mentioned Risk. You mentioned. I liked a lot of those military games. In fact, there are two that I just found in my attic. One's called Tank Battle. And the other one was called Carrier Strike or Carrier Force. Oh. And these are two, and they're not like real complex, military simulators. They're just regular board games, but one basing one based on carrier whatever, and the other's a tank thing, and I still have those. God, we must be missing some obvious ones.
I know. I'm trying to think.
Operation, did we say that? Yeah.
Yeah, just did.
Connect 4.
Oh yeah.
I think the suggestions are slowing down here. I mean, also we have a lot of card games like Uno and some of these other ones.
Right.
Scrabble.
Oh, Scrabble, sure.
Scrabble. It's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Did you play Yahtzee?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Yahtzee. I was going to say that.
Yahtzee was a camping game. My family used to play when we went camping all the time.
Now, Bananagrams wasn't when we were kids.
I don't remember that at all.
You don't remember? Yeah, Bananagrams was when my kids were kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, same here.
Bananagrams.
A set of those.
Yeah.
It's sort of like the portable Yahtzee.
It seems like people were more familiar with it than I was. So.
Oh, yeah, we said life. So this brings up the going Trouble. Remember Trouble, or remember all the games with the Pop-O-Matic?
You pop.
Yeah,
that's right.
They had the die inside the pop. There were like 3 or 4 games that had that.
Gnip Gnop was another one.
The hell is that? Gnib Gnop? I've never heard of that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we had that.
Gnib Gnop?
It was the bubble thing. I'm sure it was.
Really? It had the Pop-O-Matic in it. Nice.
Yeah.
Which was the one with the little tiny cones? It had the pop thing in the middle and the cones that would stack up.
That was Trouble.
That was Trouble. Yep.
That was Trouble. Okay.
Yep. Don't Spill the Beans is another one of those. Ants in the Pants. Don't Break the Ice.
Yeah.
Cootie games.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, we must have like 30 of them on the list.
It's amazing. It's almost 20.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is a lot.
It's quite a list.
Think about it. You're a kid for 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, this is still two different games a year through that entire period.
Right.
You know, I mean, Jesus, that was. I mean, it was. Just
I used to play double Monopoly. I'd take 2 Monopoly boards and overlap the Go, so it was like a figure 8, so we could have more properties and more money and more of everything.
Why am I not surprised at that at all? I'm like, how can we become billionaires, not millionaires? I know. More real estate.
It's a bigger tent. It's just a bigger tent. That's all it is.
That's when $1 million just wasn't enough.
Oh, Guess Who? That was a fun game. My kids loved that when they were kids. Guess Who? Remember that? I don't think that game existed when we were kids, but oh man.
Isn't it funny how you had some games that just stuck with your family, right?
Yeah.
Through years, right? Scrabble, Rummy Cube,
Rummy Cub or Cube or
yeah. That's my grandmother loved that stuff.
Then at some point, I don't remember when this was. It was early '80s or mid '80s when Trivial Pursuit came out, and that changed everything because everything became like a party game, Pictionary, and all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah. It's because we'd grown up.
It's true.
That's right.
We weren't playing that other stuff anymore. It was literally made for us.
Oh my God.
So on Christmas Eve, everybody knows Cards Against Humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And I have a sister-in-law that's gets every new series of cards or whatever. So this year she pulls out Cards Against Disney.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. And it could not get dirtier. It makes Cards Against Humanity look like like a PG-13.
Oh my!
The things they say about Tinkerbell in those cards, unbelievable.
That's the thing. That's the thing. They don't say those things about Tinkerbell. You say those things.
That's right. You think and say those things.
It's Tinkerbell, and Tinkerbell is just fine by herself. But whatever the other card says that you chose, you're putting on Tinkerbell.
Well, they're kind of cheating on the humor, right? Because you have to read out this card and you can't even read it because it's so bad. The things that you're doing with the genie's testicles is like, just things that aren't supposed to come out of your mouth, right?
Oh God. Yeah.
That's fun stuff.
Awesome.
So what our list turn out to be?
All right, ready?
Yes.
So I got 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 different ones, but 4 of them in one group. All right, Clue, Monopoly, Risk, Twister, which is asterisked, Mousetrap, and then the quadrant of Ants in the Pants, Don't Break the Ice, Cooties, and Spill the Beans. Right? They're kind of all the same game.
Okay.
Hungry Hungry Hippos, Stratego, Battleship, Sorry, Life, Operation, Connect 4, Scrabble, Yahtzee, Trouble, and then Guess Who? I just put that down at the bottom. And I just noticed that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 of the 20 are one word.
Interesting. Wow.
That's amazing. That's how stupid short our memories are. 7 letters in one word? How are they going to get to remember that?
Wow,
Make it
that's
something
cool.
shorter.
That's cool. We're definitely going to have a retro game night on this program where we play some of these games. I haven't. It's funny, Sacco. You talk about not being a millionaire, but not being enough in Monopoly, trying to become a billionaire. I actually have a game called Billionaire that was a ripoff of Monopoly, but it appealed to me as a kid. I had to have it.
You wanted to try it,
and I still have it, so we can play that one too.
There we go.
Gosh,
sounds good.
And there's another game that was kind of a ripoff of Battleship called Checkpoint Danger. Which I have everything I ever owned ever, so it's all up there. Oh, that's fun. Okay, so
some of those, would we disqualify some of those because they're not true board games?
Yeah,
Don't Break the Ice. Is that
right?
Really a board
I
game?
think. I mean, it's a gray area. It's a gray area. The idea is that people sit around something and play the game. You know what one we didn't mention, which is actually very appropriate for my audience, is a Ouija board.
Oh yeah.
Now, some people say that's not a game, but it was marketed as a game.
All right.
And I still have
it's in the game section.
Yeah. It was like Parker Brothers or Mattel or something. I don't know. It was one of those companies.
Put their name on it.
And you can still get it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I still have my mother had one. I got hers. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Wow.
Okay,
it's interesting of the list to know which ones you could still get versus ones that you got to go to an antique store.
Yeah. I think I told the story where I had a game called Bermuda Triangle. You remember that one, Valdo? Bermuda Triangle. Do you remember it, Sacco?
I remember you talking about.
Yeah, and it had this rotating storm cloud, and it had grid. There was a grid on the board, and like the storm cloud would move like 4 spaces to the left and 1 north or whatever it was, and so you'd move it, and then you'd just have to spin it like 2 degrees, whatever it was, and there were magnets underneath, and if your ship got underneath the storm, it would suck it up, and your ship would disappear. So anyway, it was a great game, and I sold it on eBay for like $100.
Wow!
Sent it. The person said they never got it, and got their PayPal gave them their money back, and I didn't send it with a tracking number, so I couldn't prove that they got it. So I lost my copy of Bermuda Triangle and the $100.
Oh,
sad day.
Bummer.
That is sad.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Anyway, what are some of the riding toys that we had? There was there was the one that had the I think it was the big wheel with it was like a tricycle,
big wheel.
And that was the big wheel. Yeah. What was the one that had the 2 big wheels on the side, and you could It was like a circular thing, had two very crazy
pedal
wheels
in the middle, right? The pedals were in the middle of the two big wheels.
and then you had the two big wheels, but you could turn them opposite and you'd spin around in a circle.
Oh, you had. Couldn't you do it with your hands?
Yeah, you did them with your hands.
They had hands.
There were no pedals. I don't think there were any pedals.
Right.
There were the two large wheels,
small wheels
with handles, and if you turned them both the same way, you'd go in that direction. But if you did them opposite, you'd spin in a circle. What was that called? Was it Crazy Wheel?
No, we're gonna have to research that.
Yeah.
And the wheels, the big wheels had like a this thing on it, so when they spun, they looked like a spiral, like they would like a Rod Serling spiral thing.
That's it. It's Crazy
Like
Wheel.
It is Crazy Wheel. Is that right?
Crazy Wheel. Yeah, yeah, and it's got it's red wheels with the white spiral in it.
Yeah,
right?
and the thing was yellow,
and the base was yellow.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
it was.
Yep.
Yep, you got that pegged.
Wow. Wow.
Man.
Wow. Yeah. And then there was remember Marvel the Mustang? Anybody else have a Marvel the Mustang? This horse that you could sit on, and it like your weight would make it go down, and it would kind of ratchet, and then it would spring, so it would move, and it'd spring and move, and
I've seen those.
yeah.
I have seen those.
Us poor kids just had the horse's head on the broomstick.
Broomstick.
Remember that?
Yes,
Had
of
a little,
course.
like leather wrist strap, right? You know, because you don't want to fall off.
Okay. Now you realize there are hobby horse contests for adults, right?
Oh no.
No.
Like
I don't.
the hobby
Of course
horse,
there are.
horse head on a stick, and you gallop around and hop over things. I mean, it's insane.
Jesus.
They hold those championships at the My Little Pony convention.
Oh my God! You guys know a little too much about this stuff. I think. I think we're entering into some odd territory.
That's something I just learned.
Do you remember a toy called I think it was called the SST?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you pull the
Eraser thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
love those.
Yeah, you do, and then there was something about those you could hurt your fingers if you didn't do it right. I'm trying to remember.
Right. Oh yeah.
They chew your fingers right out.
Really dangerous.
They chew your fingers right to the nubs.
They did their best to cover that up. If there was no way.
Yeah. And then you had SST Demolition Derby. Did you have that?
Oh yeah, where they'd hit and then a bunch of pieces would fly off.
Yeah, you got to hit the bumper.
People were
just
doing
right.
that anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Wow.
They just made it easier.
Holy cow.
That was one of
then the
those
whole-
where they did the they did the sort of the the marketing guys got together and said, let's watch the kids play with our toys and see what they do. They're crashing them. Well, let's build them to crash.
Right. That's right.
Mine had it was hard plastic, but then the forward 2 inches of it was this more pliant, more soft, even though it came to a point. Rubberish substance, right? So it was designed to go fast. It was designed to go straight. But when it hit something, it wasn't designed to go through it. At least they'd come to the idea that, oh shit, if this really hits something with the pointy plastic part on the front, that could be bad. So let's soften it up a little bit. But that was the interesting thing.
That was right up there with that Evil Knievel toy.
That was
Hit the button, it takes off, does a wheelie.
The Evil Knievel one, and then you get to Super Toe Football. With the guy that you'd smack his head.
Right, and he kicked. Yeah.
So I have both of those things because you stood in the exact same position. You were on your knees. You're bent over. You're either cranking the thing or you're getting ready to smack something.
Right.
So yeah, that was those were both extreme fun Christmas morning type things. Those were the sorts of things that the pictures of me are on Christmas morning.
So Valdo, I don't know who your siblings are, but I know who JV's sibling is, and I have a sister a year and a half younger than me. Those toys were just things to aim at your sister.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Wherever she was. I'd be in a doorway.
I was younger. I was younger by a year and a half, but at least we were both boys. So we just took it out on each other, which was, I guess, a safer way.
Right.
Oh Oh man, some great stuff. I love the fact that safety was no concern to these toy manufacturers back then.
Well, but they banned lawn darts by then. So
really,
we had a line. Yeah, the lawn darts thing was like 78.
Was it?
Pretty.
I had real lawn darts. I had them.
Oh yeah.
We used to go camping when we went camping. We had them.
Yeah.
But maybe
that was in the 70s when that happened. So we had a line.
Oh man.
You were through the top of the brain. Yeah, that's out. Sorry.
Once they banned lawn darts, everything went downhill.
I have lawn dart extreme story if you want to hear it.
Okay, let's go. And I'm not surprised you have one. Go.
So when I was 16, I got a job as a summer camp counselor at this day camp, and on the application you put down everything that you think you could either do or teach, and they were determining whether they were going to make you an area counselor or a group counselor. So they made me an area counselor because I said I could teach archery.
Did you know any?
I have one gym. I have one gym class, so I was a pro.
Oh, apparently, yeah, okay.
So, well, I just followed what we did in the gym class, but by the end of the summer, I was so bored with this archery stuff and keeping the kids safe. I got a book at the library for archery games, and in the book was archery golf.
Oh no!
So, oh yeah.
You shoot it up in the air and see where it lands.
I had this whole football field. I had a whole football field. I took the archery targets. I laid them flat in the football field.
Oh,
probably
no.
about 30 yards away from each other. And I had the kids in small groups going from one to the other, shooting arrows in the air.
like artillery practice.
I can't believe some adult didn't come by and be like,
"What the hell is going?"
I'm doing this with like 10-year-olds.
just shooting arrows into the air, see where they land.
That's right.
No
groups.
I'm sure there was no compensation for the wind or for anything.
Thoughts about other people.
What do you get when you pay me $200 for the summer, right?
That's right.
Oh my God.
That's all you get.
So funny.
So yeah, that's lawn dart extreme.
Wow.
That is. That's extreme. But I played with lawn darts.
Sure.
I played with lawn darts well after their recall date.
And they were called jarts.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'd still use those.
Didn't work.
Just can't be standing at the other end. You just gotta, or if you're gonna be at the other end, be out of range. I mean, we used to shoot bottle rockets at each other. That's not any more dangerous.
Right.
I'm remembering being home July 4th, the year that the World Cup was here. So what was that? 94.
4, right? Yeah.
I was in New York, and we were playing. I think we were just playing horseshoes, but I ended up in the emergency room. Not me. Pete Wolverton got hurt.
Really?
And I swear to God, because here's the thing. I know it was July 4th because here's what I remember. I'm sitting in the waiting room at the emergency room at Fox, and Ireland is playing Italy in New York City in the World Cup on July 4th. It's about the most American thing you could possibly imagine happening all at once, right? I mean, the two biggest influences in New York City playing in New York City on July 4th.
Right.
It was beyond.
Right.
It was just the perfect thing. I'm just sitting there, and he cut himself, but I swear it was lawn darts. And so that's in the 90s.
Oh, wow.
So if that's the case, I mean, there's still, there's probably people who have a family set that they bring out, and they're still using them out there somewhere.
Wow.
No.
Yeah. I bet you if I dug through my parents' garage, I'd find ours still there. My dad didn't throw anything away either. So, yeah.
Oh, that would be great.
That'd be funny. Are they considered like a deadly weapon now? I mean, can you be arrested for owning them? I mean,
great question.
I'm looking it up now on eBay.
Can I own lawn
Just to
darts?
see, just see if anybody's selling them.
Yeah, no, you probably. I wouldn't. Yeah, I would highly doubt.
Remember
that.
though, and I haven't seen these in a while. I look for them every once in a while. Like, if I'm in a store and they have like a bunch of like summer plastic toys. Remember those rockets you could put water in and then you pump them up,
Oh, sure.
and then you turn them over and you launch them and they water propelled and they go. I don't see those anymore. Were they considered dangerous and no longer sold? I mean, it's a projectile. I suppose you could shoot it at somebody. I don't know, but
The ones you pump up.
yeah, you put water in, pump them up with air, turn them
I
over.
had those.
I mean, they were super rounded off too. They weren't like built to be, missiles. I mean,
Right.
they would do their thing, but they were an egg.
They just
shape,
shoot up in the kind of an egg. Yeah, and they just shoot up in the air.
They weren't going to hurt you if they hit you. Yeah.
But I haven't seen them, and I've looked for them because I thought they were pretty cool as a kid. And
Yeah, it might be dangerous. Might be too dangerous. The
maybe there was maybe people were putting gasoline in them or something. Who knows what was going on?
So on eBay, they're all selling the boxes for like $100.
Just the box,
The cheapest
an
one's
old
75.
right? Sell the
That's
box.
an old-
I'm not sure what's inside it.
$30.
Yeah,
Right.
The box that used to hold these things.
Yeah.
Not saying it does.
Lawn darts
Still,
box,
but-
one ring, right? It's
Yeah. I think
why would you
That's
buy
a
an
good-
empty lawn darts box for $75?
they used to sell empty bottles of alcohol for that amount of money.
Yeah.
$300 for an empty bottle of Pappy Van Winkle.
Right.
Wink,
Right.
wink.
Right. So apparently it is illegal to sell lawn darts, but the bot. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but the
Do you
box-
remember?
yeah,
Did you ever make those tennis ball cannons with lighter fluid?
Oh no, I've seen it though.
We used to. Well, I never made them, but some friends of mine made them, and we'd shoot them all the time. And I don't even know how. You take the tennis ball can, right? Basically, just put a hole in the bottom. You'd throw lighter fluid in it. You throw the tennis ball, and you touch the hole at the bottom with an ignition, and it'd shoot the tennis ball like a mile. Right? That was kind of the whole thing.
Jet propulsion, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
as long as we were lighting things and shooting things and sending things great distances, we were happy.
Potato guns?
Potato guns, yes.
Potato guns.
Potato cannons, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
So Ohio
you ever-
State had this thing where people used to steal chem hose.
Chem hose.
The hose that you used to use in chem labs that connected one thing to another is really expandable. It took a lot of, you could fill it with water.
Like a
and it was
Bunsen
expandable.
burner hose.
Yeah, but more for liquids, right? And they,
Okay.
they used to fill them up and then shove the open end under someone's door, for example. And the thing hold gallons of water, but as soon as you released one side, it was just all going in that direction. There's just no stopping it.
Oh, so this has turned from board games to college pranks.
Right.
Necessarily.
Oh, man. Oh,
You ever stuff a potato in the bus exhaust?
no.
bus exhaust?
Never did that. Did you
Would
do
it
that,
sound
Satchel?
Eventually it shoots out, yeah.
Oh, it shoots out.
Eventually it
Okay.
shoots out, yeah.
At the car behind it?
That's or
Big
some
backfire
or
full of French fries.
Some kid walking by on the sidewalk.
Oh, that's got to hurt. That has got to hurt.
It's just funny because it would make a noise too.
Bet.
So we just changed calendar years here, and I thought it'd be kind of interesting to look at some predictions for this year. And I'm going to start with Nostradamus.
Is he still around?
Yes, he's not around,
Okay.
but his famous Book of Quatrains was published, I think, in 1555, and people often refer to these prophecies as being quite accurate. Now, I don't know how accurate they are because it seems to me you can interpret them for any year or age or decade or whatever that you want to if you just kind of twist them the way you want to read them. But this is what I don't even know who has interpreted these this way, but they say that 70% of his prophecies have been fulfilled. Mrs. Nostradamus, is that what you said?
That's who translates.
Yes. 70% of his prophecies have been fulfilled so far, but some of the most dreadful predictions are actually for the year 2021.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. Nostradamus predicts in 2021 that a Russian scientist will create a biological weapon and produce a virus that will turn humankind into zombies, and we will all be extinct in the near future.
I have so many questions.
I'm going to read what the actual quatrain is about this. It says, few young people, this is the translation of it, few young people half dead to give a start. Dead through spite, he will cause the others to shine. And in an exalted place, some great evils to occur. Sad concepts will come to harm each one. Temporal dignified, the mass to succeed. Fathers and mothers dead of infinite sorrows. Women in mourning, the pestilent she-monster, the great one to be no more, all the world to end. Now, I'm not sure how you get zombie apocalypse out of that.
I got the half live.
Right.
And then you lost me.
Yeah.
I did not hear the word zombie in there at all.
I didn't hear the word zombie, and I didn't hear anything about a Russian scientist either. So,
exalted place. You know.
Yeah. Okay. The next one, and I'm not sure that any of the others matter if there's going to be a zombie apocalypse this year. I'm not sure that any of these others are important, but the second one is a famine of biblical proportions. Nostradamus predicted that the first signs of the end of the world would be famine, earthquakes, illnesses, and epidemics, which are already happening. The coronavirus pandemic from 2020 represents the beginning of a series of unfavorable events which will affect the world's population. The famine that lurks is one the world has never faced before. A catastrophe of huge proportions will throw us back in history, and a great part of the world population will not be able to overcome this curse.
Wow.
I'm not trying to bring this chat down. But
does he have any positive ones?
Here's the quatrain that is supposedly interpreted in the way I just described. After great trouble for humanity, a greater one is prepared. The great mover renews the ages. Rain, blood, milk, famine, steel, and plague. Is heaven's fire seen, a long spark running.
And how is that specifically 2021?
That I can't tell you either. That I can't tell you either. Let's see here.
We know.
We've only got. Oh, what do we have here? We've got 8, 9. Okay, so we have 8 of these to do. I'm going to do them a little more quickly. So number 3 is the Muslims will lead the world, and I'm going to read this quatrain for you. In the Danube and of the Rhine will come to drink the great camel, not repenting it. Those of the Rhone to tremble, and much more so those of the Loire. And near the Alps, the cock will ruin him.
He doesn't even know we exist.
So
we're not even anything in 1555.
I know.
So I'm slower than you guys. Is the cock going to ruin the great camel? Is that the moral of the story?
I once paid.
I'm picturing something completely different.
Yes, you are, and much more fun, frankly.
I swear I paid to see that.
All right. Another one is 2021 will be a significant year in terms of major global events. Clearly, a solar apocalypse and whatever else. Yeah. And they're predicting many solar storms. Nostradamus warned we shall see the water rising and the earth falling under it. He also says a comet will hit the earth. But this is a hell of a year we've got coming up. We've got zombie apocalypse. We've got Muslims taking over the Loire Valley, the Danube, and the Rhine. We've got a comet hitting the earth.
Not the all sauce. Just leaving that out there. That's for us.
And then Valdo, I'm glad we read this one. A devastating earthquake will destroy California.
Oh, great. Wait, again. 1555. He doesn't know he exists.
All right. Do they have? Oh, they have. Here's the quatrain that predicts that. Ready? The sloping park, great calamity, through the lands of the West and Lombardy, the fire in the ship, plague and captivity, Mercury in Sagittarius, Saturn fading.
Holy hell.
Sound pretty specific to me.
That really does.
So, is that the whole Yellowstone disaster that's going to happen? And everything west of it will just sink into the Pacific.
Yeah.
Nostradamus also predicts the American soldiers will have brain chip implants.
How did he know?
American soldiers will be turned into a kind of cyborg.
He did not write that.
That's the description. Here's the actual quatrain that he wrote. Okay. The newly made one will lead the army, almost cut off up to the near bank. Help from the Milanese elite straining. The Duke deprived of his eyes in Milan in an iron cage. Clearly, computer chips implanted into the brain. 1 + 1 = 2 here.
Yeah, there's no.
I see it. I completely see
direct line. It's 2 hops and you're there.
Oh man! And the last one here is Pope Francis will bring people closer to the church. So I guess if you're looking for a good one or good news, there was the good news. I mean, after all this other stuff happens,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think you should send those to me. Send those to me, JV, and at the next show, I'll give you my interpretations of it.
I like that idea. Sacco interprets Nostradamus.
Nostradamus.
They will be as accurate as what you've read so far.
Yeah, that I have no doubt.
Nostradamus's 12th nephew.
His prophecies cover a period reaching the year 3797, and the secret of his predictions is not known. I don't know.
Well, it's time travel. I mean, obviously, it's time travel.
It has to be time travel, right?
I mean, how else is he going to know? But he has to be really kind of good at keeping himself hidden, or else we'd know about it.
Here's the thing. But if he's off the calendar by 1 day a year, when was Nostradamus?
1555.
1555.
So, yeah. So he could be off a year, easy.
Well, yeah.
I didn't hear any years in any of that.
Then how do you know it's 2021?
That's a great question, Sacco. I don't know how we know. Whoever wrote these interpretations seems to have decided that's when it was going to happen. I don't know. Anybody hear of Psychic Nikki? Anybody know who that is? Because I don't.
No.
Psychic Nikki makes 2021 predictions. What does Psychic Nikki see for us in the coming year? The general overriding idea is that it will be, quote, a slow transition back to normal. I'm not so sure it requires a psychic to come up with that, but okay, Psychic Nikki, we're going to give you the benefit of the doubt. So she answers the biggest question. Will 2021 be better than 2020? She says, absolutely it will be. It's the age of Aquarius, so there's a very rare alignment between Saturn and Jupiter. It hasn't happened since 1623, and Aquarius is a humanitarian sign, so people are going to start helping each other.
I'm sorry, but isn't that a song from the musical Hair?
It sure is. It sure is.
Insane.
It
really sounds like it.
Yeah, I didn't think Hair was set in 1623, but they are singing about the age of Aquarius for sure.
The age of Aquarius.
So Psychic Nikki is a psychic to the stars.
Ooh,
okay. All right. Well, she says that 2021 is a year of transition. She said what we're going to see is we're going to try to cure the pandemic. Okay.
Yeah.
The world will slowly get back to normal with the vaccine helping, and it's going to be much better. People will help each other. By the fall of 2021, things should start to move in a forward direction. Okay. And we should start to get the economy back to normal. We might have to wear masks for a while, but I see it being good now.
Well, that took great astronomical intelligence.
Clearly a visionary. Right? Psychic Nikki is clearly a visionary. But
it is very happy to hear that.
she gets much more specific. She says, I think going into the spring and summer, when the warmer weather is here, we might be able to take off the mask, depending on how many people have been vaccinated. She speculates. She says some people might not want to be vaccinated, but the majority will. And I think it'll start definitely by the fall, definitely.
Okay.
And she says, I think we're going to have a much better Christmas next year, Christmas and New Year's, says Nikki.
All right. Going out on a limb there.
She's amazing.
She is amazing.
Really is.
She also says people will be more cautious than they were in the past as far as cleaning their homes and things like that. Mm-hmm. She said that people will continue to work out of their homes and will order food and everything else. No, I'm sorry. And will order food and everything from a central computer.
Ooh.
I'm not sure what a central computer is compared to just the computer. Are we all going to use one? Is that what's...
It's the cloud.
She said they're going to work their home through next year. Big corporations may do that with a lot of people for a long time. Human nature is that people, once they know everything, once they're vaccinated, they're okay and they're going to go back. She gets into some celebrity stuff here that I'm really, really curious about. She says, I think Tom Cruise is going to have a bad year, she says. She says, I don't want to be pessimistic, but he blew a fuse on the set. I'm still quoting her. Yeah. I just think it's not going to be a great year for him, unfortunately. She says, I like Tom Cruise as an actor, but I'm just getting that. And I don't think Johnny Depp is going to have a good year either.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. She says Chadwick Boseman's stellar career ended too soon with his death. I'm not sure how you have to be a psychic to say that. But she does say she sees him being further recognized posthumously. He's going to receive a lot of awards. He might even be nominated for an Oscar and get an Oscar. He's going to get a lot of posthumous awards. It could be for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I do see, is it Viola Davis?
Yep, Viola. Yep.
Viola. I do see Viola Davis maybe being nominated for an Oscar and maybe winning. Anytime a psychic puts the word maybe in there, it starts to make me scratch my head a little. She also says the planet is going to be cleaned up.
What?
The planet is going to be cleaned up. So that's the good news. This is a happy prediction. It'll be cleaner, healthier, and the population will get healthier.
Oh.
Psychic Nikki.
Okay. Everybody.
As far as medicine goes, she says there's going to be a lot of breakthroughs. I see big breakthroughs in medicine. The ocean holds a whole new sphere for the medical industry. Sea life and the ocean.
Yeah.
Is that why the hypodermics keep washing up on the shore?
That's where they come from.
Okay. Right. Got it. She says, all right, here we go. Big stuff. They're going to come up with a cure for cancer.
Next year.
This year, 2021.
Okay.
She said, I think it's coming sooner than later. She said also Alzheimer's. I think they're going to come up with something for that. And MS, as long as I'm throwing things out. And MS.
There we go.
Many medical breakthroughs. And I think they're going to come up with a new vaccine as well that'll help people who have allergies and don't want to take the current vaccine. So they'll come up with something new maybe by the fall.
Okay.
She has lucky numbers, too. This is going to close out this topic. Her lucky numbers, she likes 1623. She likes the number 16 and 23 because of the alignment and hasn't... 1620, because that's when the age of Aquarius started last. Okay, got it. She also likes number 4 and 14, so she likes 20 and 21 and 20 and 22. I like all those numbers, and I'm getting a number 8 around as well. So 1623, 4, 14, 2021, 2022, and 8. Yep. If anybody's keeping track for their next lotto purchase. All right.
I need stuff in the 30s, so that might not help me.
Yeah. Okay, so there you go, everybody. Psychic Nikki's predictions.
All right.
Did any of those surprise you?
I picked the wrong career.
Yeah. Did any
making a lot of money?
Did any of those impress you? Did any of them impress you?
Well, the specificity was what stunned me. I think you don't usually get that level of on this date at this time.
Yeah, I mean, anyone. Yeah, so. Yeah. Well, when
the only one I have doubts in is the Alzheimer's claim.
Well, cancer, Alzheimer's, and MS all being cured this year.
No, I believe the cancer, but Alzheimer's and MS, I'm skeptical about.
Wait a minute, Sacco. Do you have news you want to share with us? Have you been secretly working in the lab and while your fingers up the rectum of the?
I'm always secretly working in the lab. What I'm doing, though, is not for the good of humanity.
Seriously, you just said you believe the cancer one. Is there something that you know that we don't?
Like 2 years ago, I went to a conference and I heard some folks from like Baylor and Chicago and that they were like they've had some big breakthroughs on cancer research over the past couple of years. So it's just a matter of time. They figured out the genetics piece of it, down at at the real molecular level. It's just a matter of time for cancer.
Can I play the devil's advocate here for a second here? I feel like I've heard, I've seen these headlines over the course of the last 30 years, these breakthrough technologies that are going to cure cancer, and then they never materialize. Right. Is this one of them, or is this something different, do you think?
No, I think this is something different because they're at the genetic level, and again, I was in the room with a bunch of scientists, and I'm sitting there like, how much does it cost, and can we make money off it? So I didn't really understand all the science behind it, but it sounded really promising, and that was in a room of physicians. So
right, okay, well, that's encouraging. That's encouraging because obviously, devastating disease. It's touched us all. It's touched us all.
Insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about something fun and funny.
Bring it.
Well, I was hoping you were going to bring it.
Oh, damn. No sound.
I know. I don't know why there's no sound to this. Let me see if this changes anything.
Can you ad-lib it?
That's what we should be doing. We should be. Oh, wait, baby. Oh, still no sound.
Pull Steve Martin, and all I need is this gun. That's all I need. This gun right here.
This ping pong paddle.
Oh my God! Oh man, that was a classic. So one of the things I'm going to do as we continue to host either as Conradathon films or other films, I'm going to be hooking up a VCR to the system here so we can actually play VHS tapes because a lot of the Conrad films and other films I have are on VHS.
I'd be interested to see what that looks like.
Yeah, that will be. It'll probably look like dog shit, but whatever. It'll be nostalgic for a minute.
Yeah, that will be fun.
Yeah.
Hey, he's been good. Now we have to find the dude with the mustache and the bad teeth. We have.
He was in both of those films.
Yeah.
I'm still cracking up when we called Sacco's phone last time.
Oh God! What the hell? Who's calling me?
Hello.
That was awesome.
I'm looking at my shelf here. I got some VHS tapes.
Oh, good. Good. We could have a lot of fun with the VHS stuff.
Go. The classic, all right? Predator 2.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What else we got? Probably. They're over there. But we got a couple of them. You guys must have them sticking around.
Yeah, I actually went through one of my moves in the last 10 years. I threw out all of my VHS tapes with the exception of the Disney ones. And that's because at the time, Disney collectors were paying top dollar for these Disney VHS tapes. I don't know if they still are. It's probably no longer doing that, but I just didn't really want to lug them around anymore.
it's not back
Right.
in the vault, whatever Disney used to say,
Yeah.
then this goes back in the vault forever.
Yeah.
No, I want that.
Oh, what else, guys? What else?
Now, where did Britt say he had to go tonight?
Britt said he got an emergency call put, which I assume meant out. He got called out for an emergency because he does like repair work and stuff. So I don't know what happened, but that's where he had to go.
Someone on your day.
Yeah.
A cat got out of the outdoor pen.
Yeah, the catios that he builds probably.
Right.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, he builds a lot of catios. A lot of money in catios in California, apparently. I guess what the coyotes steal the cats, don't they?
Yeah, otherwise,
Right.
Yeah.
Places in the hills.
Yep.
They do here
Yeah,
too,
Joe-
but we just get another cat.
Yeah. That's true.
Drove by a sign that said, "Be careful, like coyote warning in the area." When I was in San Francisco yesterday, it just about made me go crazy thinking how a coyote would get to wherever we were through the city.
We have them.
And I'm like, there's some big open green spaces in that city, so I think that's actually possible.
Wow.
We hear them. I hear them outside my house all the time.
Yeah, when I lived up in the hill in Fly Creek, we heard them a lot too. They sound like babies.
Yeah.
They have this like baby crying sound. Kind of unnerving.
Yeah, but but the thing with the cats though, it's like, anybody seen Whiskers for like the past week?
Past week.
That's where it is.
Oh man.
The food's not disappearing in Whiskers' bowl. Anybody see Whiskers? And I don't have to clean out the litter box. What's up with that?
Wow.
True. Right now, I am cat sitting right now for my mother-in-law who goes down south for the winter, and this cat was brought up to kind of be an indoor cat. But we have dogs, and I let the dogs in and out my front door all the time. That's how they go out and run into the woods. And this cat like just hunkers down to escape out the door. So for a long time, I'm like kicking it, whatever, trying to get it away from the door when it's trying to escape. And we got our first big snowfall where we had about 2 feet of snow.
Yeah.
And I just let the cat go. The cat landed in the snow, turned around, came right back in the house.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a bad idea.
Exactly.
I'm doing that again.
Oh man.
Yeah, 0 degrees the other day. The cat ran out. I'm like,
You want to be out
5
there?
minutes later, I open up the door. 5 minutes later, boom, the cat comes flying in the house.
Yeah.
Oh god. I'm just tired. I'm tired as this year ends and the new one begins. I'm just fatigued.
Yeah.
Well, we need this morning said like I skipped an entire day and I think it's Saturday already. I've got no concept because the holiday being on a Friday,
right.
Just weird. People take an extra day off ahead of time, and then suddenly it's not even Saturday yet. It's really
I just want normal life to come back.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. The good news is
craving winter to be over.
The good news, if you're in our neck of the woods here, is that I was with my sister today, and she, of course, and her husband own the B-Side Ballroom, which is a bar restaurant, plus the Autumn Cafe. They are starting a remodeling project in the B-Side this week, and in preparation for a full reopening whenever they're given the green light to do so. So I'm anxious for that place to come back. It was a really important part of our social life. You know, Socko and I'd hang out there quite a bit. My band would play there.
Yeah.
Great place.
Yeah, it's a fun place to hang out.
Crappy
Anyway, there's
place.
music.
Yeah, I'm dying to hear some live music, play some live music, all that stuff. So, well, I think tonight's a mellow night. I think we can make it a short and brief show. We don't have to do a marathon 3 hours tonight, and great way to start the new year as we ease back into this stuff. You guys agree?
Sounds good.
Yeah,
I do agree.
Next time what, Valdo?
More movie.
Yes. Well, we've got plenty of films to join and visit and have fun with for sure. So
those have been really good.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
I am Netflixed out. The best movie is those comrade movies that I've watched the past couple of weeks.
Well,
I haven't seen
that first
I'm
one
done with romantic comedies.
Yeah, that first Conrad Brooks film we watched. I guess it was it the second one? Was he in that very first one we watched, Iron Vampire? Was he in that one? He wasn't. Okay,
he was
but he was in.
I missed that night.
He was in Fart the movie.
Yes, he was.
And he had in his role. I think he had 3 lines, and it was like limited to like 90 seconds of the film. And he had that was hilarious.
And he sold him hard.
And so funny, but typical Conrad. So, all right, guys, let's call it a night. Let's wish everybody a happy New Year as we we'll get longer programs as we go forward here. Britt comes back, and we'll have some fun doing all the things we do. Right?
Absolutely.
Sounds good.
All right, guys.
Sounds really good.